Match, edge match, it's edge match. You're at edge match, don't miss edge match, don't miss edge match. You're at edge match, don't miss edge match, don't miss edge.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to EduMatch. We are so excited to have you here, and I'm super excited because tonight, once this airs, this is going to be the launch of an amazing book, Ben and the Amazing Animal Adventure. So here tonight, we have the creators of the book. So we have here with us, we have Dr. Niece. Y'all already know her and love her very much, and you all also will love Sarah and Leslie if you don't already know them. So we're going to go ahead and have you all introduce yourselves, please.
Hello, my name is Denise, and I am a teacher educator at Georgian Court University, which is in central New Jersey. I have also been a public school teacher for more years than I'm willing to admit. And I am an EduMatch author of another book that was published last year, and it's called Voices of Newcomers, Experiences of Multilingual Learners. And it is how we kind of amplify the voices of our multilingual learners, their teachers, and their families. So it's nice to be here.
All right, next.
I am Sarah Samretta Tang. I was a teacher for about 15 years. I taught bilingual Spanish and ESL in the elementary grades. An interesting fun fact is that both Leslie and Denise were my mentors my first year of teaching. For the last 5 years, I've stayed at home with my kids, my two darling boys, and just kept busy with them. I have a Teachers Pay Teachers account that I'll tell you about later. And we're just really excited to release this book and get it out into the world.
My name is Leslie Daly, and I was a teacher for 35 years, elementary school. And now I am a grandmother of 3 grandchildren. And I still teach art in my spare time. I travel, and I loved illustrating this exciting book. I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you.
Thank you. That is fantastic. So it's great to see all 3 of you, and thank you all so much for everything you do. Like, this book is amazing. Like, I remember the very first time that y'all shared it with me, and I was just like, oh wow, I've never seen anything like this. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the inspiration behind writing this book. So what was the inspiration for writing Ben and the Amazing Animal Adventure?
So the inspiration kind of dates back. However, as you could see, this is like a hometown collaboration here. We taught together so many years ago, and then this kind of brought us back together. So the special, even beyond the book. But in one of my teacher education classes about a year and a half ago, I was teaching about Dr. Gloria Latson-Billings and mirrors, windows, and sliding glass doors. And I was making lists with my undergrads, with my teacher education students, about different ways that children may see themselves in literature. And I was standing there in front of the class, and I thought of Sarah's kids, and I said, you know, Sarah's children have severe allergies. And I actually called her that night and I said, tell me what sorts of like children's books, picture books do your kids have in which they can kind of see their experiences? And Sarah, did you say that there was something that yeah, like maybe there was something with a teddy bear or something like that. So that was really something that got the ball rolling. And then it kind of blossomed from there. You know, we spoke about like what the characters were going to look like, and the fact that it is a bilingual English and Spanish book. So when one thinks about, you know, points of access or parts of like representation that this book really provides, there's a ton. There's multi-generational families, there's Asian Americans, there's, you know, children with medical differences. So really kind of, took on a life of its own, I think.
Yeah, that's very powerful. That is very powerful. And you highlighted one of the things that really jumped out at me, like just how much representation is in the book that we don't always see, representation of all of the different categories that you listed. So that is just amazing. I love the fact that it's bilingual on the same book. So, that was something really cool to see. And students, can just read it, pass it off to their friend, and they can both equally, get the same message. So that is awesome.
Thank
So
you.
why was writing this book important to you all?
Well, just to provide a little bit of background, the book is about a child who has food allergies, and he has an experience at a field trip. And it was really important for me, particularly, to write a story about children with food allergies because in my family, my kids have food allergies, and it's something that I didn't have experience with before. Previous to them, I didn't know anybody who had food allergies, at least anybody I was close with. And there was so much to learn. And in our experiences, I've seen how many misunderstandings there are, how much exclusion there is. I mean, if we think about all of our activities and events that include food, that any one of those can automatically exclude a kid who has food allergies. And it's not just, nut free. And then that automatically makes it safe for everyone, because it doesn't. And it is life or death in a lot of situations. So it's really something that we need to get the word out there for. And for me, it was just heartwarming to think of the idea that this could be a circle time book. This could be a story hour book, that it could be included with a lesson, or it could just be a story to read aloud and include that idea and that concept, to make it something that's talked about, to make it something that's normal, that isn't strange, and that needs to be just hushed by and well, it's a medical thing and we're not going to talk about it, to really get everybody to understand. But also just the idea that, like Denise had touched upon, in my experience, the only allergy books that I could find for my kids were books that had animals that were having the experiences, never people. And often they were scary. There was one book in particular that I remember that scared my son to bits because it showed a reaction in the book. And we don't necessarily need to tell them that this extreme could happen. However, the basics of what food allergies are needs to be covered first, because there are so many misunderstandings. And my kids are half Chinese. And that was another thing. I couldn't find any books about that had Chinese characters that weren't about Chinese New Year. Everything seemed to be Lunar New Year, and then we have a character, but there weren't any, just a story with an Asian character. That was really hard to find. So we were really hopeful that this would, as Denise said, represent a lot of families in this story, and also just bring a really important topic into discussion and into conversation.
And we do have like discussion questions and even guidelines for, the grown-ups in there as well. So yes, it's a picture book, and wait till you see Leslie's illustrations. They're just out of control. But it really is meant to be kind of that and so much more.
Yeah, totally, totally. And just everything you said. And as you all were talking, and I was just thinking about my experiences as a classroom teacher when I taught the younger grades, and how a book like this, I would love to have read this to my students, during circle time, as you said, especially, and even if there's not a student in the class who has food allergies, but if there is, as you were saying earlier, Dr. Nice, about the windows and the mirrors, so all of that. So I absolutely love what you all are sharing. So you spoke about the children and the picture book. You spoke about the guiding questions and the parameters. So let me just ask you, who is the audience that you all have for Ben and the Amazing Animal Adventure?
we're hoping that everyone will read this book, especially schools, teachers in schools, and administrators, parents, grandparents. The whole gamut. I think it's important for everyone to understand that, children with differences need to be accepted and not, misunderstood. I think it really should be a book for everyone, starting, with the younger children in grammar school.
And
Yeah.
like you had said previously, we really wanted to make an effort to make sure that it was bilingual. So it would be accessible to bilingual classrooms as well, to Spanish speakers, to the grandma who only speaks Spanish who wants to read it to their grandchild. So we're really hoping that the book is accessible to that many more people.
And and Sarah, kind of jump in or correct me if I'm kind of misspeaking here, but I have found sometimes if a family says, something at a birthday party or in the classroom or something about a child having an allergy, people sometimes greet that with annoyance. And I think that it's the fact that they just don't know. And that's kind of where we were coming from with those guidelines, and even just trying to like almost put a face to this type of experience, and to try to explain the feelings behind it. Not that the kid is doing something wrong or the family is just looking to be a pain. Nobody chooses that. So
Yeah, totally. Yes, this is a powerful resource. And again, I have to give you all kudos for putting this out there, and just really educating folks on food allergies and how serious they are, and how they should be treated with empathy and sensitivity and care. So thank you all so much for that. So we have one more question for you all. If you could please share with us any other resources that you might suggest for readers, and also where can they find you online?
Well, first of all, we'd like to invite anyone to check out those discussion questions that we did mention. They are posted on Teachers Pay Teachers as a free resource, so you don't even need the book to get those discussion questions. They are in like a worksheet format that could be used as journal prompts or put up onto the board, so that the whole class can put post-it notes as part of the conversation. Within the book, there is a QR code, so you have a direct link to that. But otherwise, if you go on to Teachers Pay Teachers, the store is Eager to Learn English. That's the name of the store, where those discussion questions are. But besides that, in general, for just some really trustworthy information on food allergies, on research, on advocacy, on personal experiences, FARE, F-A-R-E, is an organization that is very well known. It's at foodallergy.org. Also, kidswithfoodallergies.org and Allergic Living. Those are other resources that are great just to see personal experiences and to get actual information, so that you're reacting appropriately and there aren't any misunderstandings. For me personally, I have an Instagram account where I do a little bit of blogging and some recipes and things like that about some of the challenges and some of the successes that we've had as a food allergy family. My Instagram account is fakeit.tilia.bakeit. Just as myself learning to create recipes and experiment with this or that as a mom.
Leslie, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I know Leslie and Denise both have sites.
Yes, mine isn't really in line with our book, but I do have an art website, lesliedaly.net. So that
Absolutely in line with our book and your
yes,
art.
and I will put the pages of the book online.
And you could find me on Twitter at Denise_Furlong. and yeah, and all the usual socials. But that's probably where I'm most active. So find me there.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for creating this amazing resource and for also taking the time to just meet with us this evening. So congratulations on the book. So if you are watching this or listening to the podcast, that means that the book is available. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, other places as well. You can also find it on our website at edumatchpublishing.com. You just click on the shop button and you can find it there. And if you do go through there, then there's like some gamified, more you buy, the more you save, or whatever they say on TV. So you can definitely check that out. In addition, if you want to buy a classroom set or if you want to do a book study, then just send us an email at edumatchbooks@edumatchers.org. And we got your back on that. So again, wanted to thank you, friends, for joining us tonight. Congratulations on your book
Thank
launch.
you.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you all
so
so much.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone for watching. So just stick with us, tune in on the next video. If I'm thinking correctly, I believe that the next video will be Dr. Nick Sutton, who will be launching his second book, which is a great book about life after COVID in schools. So definitely check us out for that. All right, everybody. So thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's Edge Match. Edge Match. It's Edge Match. You're at Edge Match.